Good morning. It's good to be here. Let me begin by saying to Brian Hudson, thank you for your friendship. When I got elected governor of the Commonwealth and we put our transition team together, we had a handful of leaders doing that work with us. And I tapped Brian to be one of the chairs of our committees, making sure that we could figure out economic development, a housing policy, how to lift up communities that too oftentimes have been left behind. And Brian led that work for us, got us off to a fast start, and we're delivering. And I appreciate all that you've done. And I will tell you, I learned Brian Hudson's cell phone number way back when I was a county commissioner. It was a bad day for Brian. It was a good day for Montgomery County. And so thank you. And of course, you passed the reins to Robin Weissman, who you will hear from in just a few moments, doing a great job leading PHFA. And we appreciate your leadership. And to Senator Kim and Representative Fleming, I'm going to talk about many of the accomplishments that we've had and the things that we want to accomplish. But as Shady knows, politics is a team game. Governing is a team game. And I got two great teammates here. And I'll just say to them and to the Harrisburg leadership who is here, Mayor Williams, the members of council, I'm proud to be your constituent. I'm sorry we've had a little commotion over the last few months here, but y'all have been really wonderful in helping us through that. And any night I'm spending the night in Harrisburg, any day I'm spending the day in Harrisburg is a good day. And I appreciate the leadership from all of you. So thank you very, very much. And it is really, really cool to be here today as we cut the ribbon on a new affordable housing development right here in our Commonwealth's capital. I think having a safe, affordable place to live, a safe, affordable place to lay your head at night, well, that's critical to making everything else work in your life. You see, if we want our kids to be able to learn, if we want our people to be able to find a job and chart their own course, if we want our seniors to be able to live their years with dignity, you need to have a safe, affordable home that you can call your own. And it's more and more critical today than ever before, because right now we do not have enough safe, affordable housing all across this Commonwealth. We need thousands more housing units like those that we are here to celebrate today. And for folks who do own a home, I know that for you, you're worried because the houses are aging. In fact, 60% of our housing stock in Pennsylvania was built before 1970. So we need to both build more affordable housing and we need to be able to target investments in our aging housing stock to allow people to be able to stay in their homes. That's been a big part of my work in our past budgets, a big part of what I'm calling for in the current budget, and a big part of our housing action plan that we are working on today. Now, I recognize government alone can't solve these problems. We need to work with the private sector. We need to work with developers. We need to work with people who give a damn about their community. And we're here today to celebrate one of those people who really cares about our community, LeSean McCoy, my friend and someone who is known to everyone as Shady, known to everyone as the leading all-time rusher for the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm not here to focus, I'm a sports guy. I'm not here to focus on all of that. I'm not here to focus on the fact that he's on the Eagles Hall of Fame and frankly should be in the big Hall of Fame wearing that golden jacket. But I'm here to talk about how Shady never turned his back on the community that raised him, the community that loved him, and the community that sent him on his way to enormous success in pro football. He understood that there was a big problem here, and he wanted to do his part to solve it. You've heard me talk about my reason for getting into public service in the first place. I was guided by my family and guided by my faith. And my faith teaches me that no one is required to complete the task, but neither are we free to refrain from it. Meaning each of us has a responsibility to get off the sidelines, get in the game, and do our part. LeSean's not going to be able to go out and build affordable housing for everyone, but that didn't stop him from building affordable housing for the community that needs it most, the community that loves him and raised him, and he is making a real difference by doing his part. Everybody in this room understands the power of doing your part, from our elected leaders to our community organization leaders to those who care deeply about this Harrisburg community. And so I want to just say how proud I am of LeSean for getting off the sidelines and getting in the game here. And he knows how to perform on a great team. And we understand the importance of teamwork in how we do this work. And so we were proud to partner with the private sector here, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania was, to invest $1.3 million in this project where we sit today to help it get built. I want to be clear. We couldn't have done it alone, and they couldn't have done it alone. We worked together because we believe in each other and we believe in this community. It's important to note that of that $1.3 million, $750,000 of that came from an initiative known as PHARE, P-H-A-R-E. It's one of our most important and flexible funding tools to build affordable housing. I cited that as a key reason why I was running for governor in the first place, that we needed to increase funding available for affordable housing. And during my time in office, we've taken that PHARE funding line from $60 million statewide to $100 million statewide. And I've called on the legislature to increase that to $110 million in this budget. I know Representative Fleming and Senator Kim want to see that happen as well. And I'm grateful to them for their support on this initiative. And because we doubled our support for PHARE, we're going to now be able to fund the construction of 270 new affordable housing units and repair over 2,000 more units across our Commonwealth. We've increased the number of affordable housing projects funded by PHARE by 50% during the last 2 years, during my time in office. And over the last 2 years, we have funded more than 1,000 projects to build or repair over 8,000 units of housing all across this Commonwealth. So overall, 1,000 projects, 8,000 units of housing across Pennsylvania as a result of our increased funding for PHARE. And this is an example of that. This is a real life example of that work. I know oftentimes, I'm sure City Council and the mayor understand this as well, you're fighting over line items in a budget. But at the end of the day, we're not just focused on some Excel spreadsheet. We're focused on improving lives. And this is an example where we bring those numbers alive and we show the effect of our work. A budget is a statement of principles. Our principle is we care about this community, we're building more affordable housing, and we believe there is dignity in living in a place where you can call your own and where you can live safely and you can live in a place that you love. So our administration is all in when it comes to building up affordable housing, when it comes to working together with a team in order to get this done. And I want you to know that Shady is an example of a terrific, terrific teammate. I saw another one of his teammates just last week, Aaron Donald, the great Pittsburgh. Well, you went to Pitt as well. So I guess in your presence, I'll say the second greatest player ever at Pitt. Do not tell him I said that. He's a big guy. But no, Aaron cited to me his work in building affordable housing in Pittsburgh, modeling it after the work LeSean is doing here in Harrisburg. Think about that. Two of the NFL greats, two of Pitt's greats giving back to this community. And so LeSean's not only building units like this, he's inspiring others with platforms to give back to their communities, to invest in their communities, and to a real problem, a lack of affordable housing. I'm working hard with Senator Kim and Representative Fleming to fund more of this, to be able to get this done. And I'm grateful for the partnership that we've been able to build. We got more work to do here in Harrisburg, and I look forward to doing that work together. And so it is my pleasure now to introduce one of my key teammates in this work, your state senator and a good friend, Senator Patty Kim. Senator.
So Shady understands that in Dauphin County, as well as council members and the mayor, that too many hardworking families, seniors, people with disabilities are struggling to find and maintain homes they can afford. There are about only 31 affordable homes, rental homes for every 100 people that need them. In Dauphin County, 18.8% of the households are less than $25,000. $25,000. So Shady knows that. Shady met a need. and he put his heart and soul with his team, like Gina Johnson, who's worked on this for many, many years. We thank you for meeting a need. I will be leaving a little bit early because I have to work on this budget, but I am committed to working on Shapiro's proposal because it helps regular people. And one thing he didn't mention that I love in the budget is eliminating barriers to home security. So someone may have an eviction record that was never convicted. It will be automatically sealed if there never came to eviction. How great would that be, right? Yes. We need more of that to think through the barriers and hardships that individuals go to just to get housing, which is an incredibly urgent need. Lastly, I just want to point out, this just warms my heart to see this. Shady, you could have put your name in lights and said, this is the Shady home, but you're honoring your grandparents who you love and who poured their lives into you to make it the JMB Gardens. Thank you, Shady. We love you. And I would like to introduce Robin Wiseman, the CEO of PHFA, to come up and say a few words.
I don't know about the Hall of Fame, but this is a really big touchdown, right? Big touchdown here. So for a number of different reasons. One is the community revitalization. We can't underestimate that. It's so important. Number two, the supportive services that the people who live here will get to have dignified, productive lives. And also, I want to mention the public-private partnership of the private developers along with public resources. That's how we're going to get this done, and that's how more housing is going to be built everywhere. The governor mentioned a couple of the statistics for this deal, but I just want to point out to you, public funding is essential. This entire development is supported by the federal tax credits and the state resources that the governor talked about. It can't happen otherwise. We can't house people who are 20 to 60% of the area median income. With incomes like that, we can't afford to do it without the resources. So I'm such an advocate for it. Make sure you lean on all of your legislators, lean on, I'm preaching to the choir, forgive me. So I know you guys, but it has to be said that public sector financing really works. And with that, I will turn it over to the ever hard worker, I think, the mayor of Harrisburg, Wanda Williams.
LeSean, I'm so happy that you chosen this parcel of land here. About 5 or 6 years ago, it was a haven for drug dealing. So I'm so delighted that you chose that area. What a beautiful day for a celebration in Uptown Harrisburg, right here in the neighborhood I called home. This morning, we are not just cutting a ribbon. We're opening the door to opportunity. We're standing on the front porch of progress, and we are planting the seeds of something beautiful, something rooted in purpose, partnership, and pride. Now, as the mayor of this great city, and as a woman who has lived her entire life just around the corner where we now stand, I used to live on 616 Seneca Street. I cannot overstate what this moment means to me personally and what it represents for our entire community. JMB Gardens is more than a development. It is a declaration that affordable homes should never mean less than. That every family, no matter their background or their income, deserve dignity, safety, and a place to call home. LeSean McCoy, my friend, my neighbor, our hometown hero. You continue to make Harrisburg proud. You continue to make your grandparents proud. Deacon James and Maryann Branch, for whom you have named this complex, they are in heaven looking down on you proud. We watch you electrify the football field, but what you're doing now off the field speaks even louder. You are building futures. You are investing in the same streets that raised you. And in doing so, You are showing the next generation that success is not just about where you go, it's about what you give back. To Vice Capital and everyone who worked to bring this project to life, thank you for believing in Harrisburg, for believing in our families, and for helping us close the gap between need and access. This is what it looks like when you public and public sectors come together for the common good. As mayor, I fight every day to make Harrisburg safer, stronger, and more equitable. That is why developments like this, the JMB Gardens, matter so much to me. They bring hope, they bring jobs, and most importantly, they bring homes. So today, let us celebrate not just the opening of these 42 beautiful new units, but the opening of hearts, minds, and possibilities for the purpose and people who will soon call JMB Gardens their own home. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for believing in this city, for standing beside me, and for helping build a Harrisburg that leaves no one behind. Let us cut this ribbon and welcome the future right here in the heart of our community. Thank you, LeSean, and God bless you. And it's my pleasure and certainly my honor to now introduce LeSean McCoy.
The funny thing is, the first thing when I met the mayor, she let me know I'm from Uptown. Thank you everybody for coming out. Such a great day today. I'm super excited. It's weird because it felt like game day, you know? I'm putting my clothes on, you know what I'm saying? I'm kissing my kids, and this is an exciting day, man. I just want to thank some people, some companies, and because people to see me doing everything, but it's really a team effort. You know, everybody here that spoke today talked about just the effort of the community and everybody coming together to get this thing done. PHFA, I mean, thank you so much. You know, Pyramid Construction, they did a great job, as you can see. Crazy Work Constructions, thank you. Dauphin County Commissioners, you know, thank you so much for the help. Vice Capital, Ryan Sanders here. Shades of Greatness, my foundation. I mean, we've been through some things since 2009, right? We're here today. Senator Patty Kim, you know, thank you so much. M&L, thank you so much. AH Accounting Firm, thank you so much. KMA, thank you so much. The City of Harrisburg, thank you so much. I mean, as a kid growing up in Harrisburg, like, it means so much to me to come home. You know, I've played in Buffalo, Philadelphia, Tampa, right? And it's nothing like being at home in Harrisburg. You know, it's funny, I walk around the streets here just hanging out, and kids, they don't even recognize me as like the superstar player. Oh, what's up, Shady? You know, so it's really home. Nobody else treats me like that. So I'm so thankful of this great city. Mayor Williams, you know, thank you so much. I remember our first meeting we had just about, you know, I want to make a real impact in this community. And I remember the first time I asked you was, how can we? And this is just the first start of many more, but thank you. Governor Shapiro, man, my brother, thank you for coming out. You know, I was making a joke earlier that I picked the wrong profession, right? you know, I picked the wrong profession. You think Jason Kelsey and Jason Pierce protecting you? Nah, you got the right protection. So thank you so much for being here. To my grandparents, the people that really kind of put the thought of having a purpose other than just being a ball player. My grandparents, Mary Branch and my grandfather, James Branch. And they was a nice couple now. They was sharp. She got that red on that black. They was sharp. So thank you for them. All my family, my mom, my dad, my grandma, Coach K, everybody here. Thank you so much for this hard work. It was even hard work just getting all the stuff set up. So thank y'all, all my good friends, family. And Brian Hudson, my brother, Brian Hudson, man. the MVP for real. You know? For sure. Brian Hudson, I could talk hours about him, but when I first started into this real estate game, he kind of helped me out. And I always relate everything to football because that's what I know best. So when I'm in business meetings, if I'm on TV, I always relate everything to football. And I remember watching him just, telling me and installing plays and teach me everything. And after about 20 minutes, I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna build this whole business up and he's gonna be the main guy running the whole show. So thank you, Coach, or Brian Hudson. So today is June 24th, is that correct? It's a big day for me. Growing up in Harrisburg, I've always wanted to be a great football player. That was always my motivation. I remember as a kid watching like the Barry Sanders, all the great players, and I said, I'm gonna be that one day. And I remember like just growing up, I never envisioned that I could do some things like this. And this city's been great to me. I'm getting emotional, but it's been good because, I've been to a lot of different places, and everybody don't get treated the same, right? I look at other ball players that I meet from different teams. I go to their hometowns, and the people, they don't treat them the same. And the same way that when I was an 8-year-old kid in the neighborhood, running around up there in Uptown, playing the YMCA with my friends, right? Doing a lot of good stuff, sometimes a little bad stuff. And the people in the neighborhood, they treated me so good. They corrected me when I was wrong, but they supported me. So I'm so thankful for being this great city of Harrisburg. That's why giving back is nothing to me. I got so much to talk about. June 24th, today I said, it feels like a football game, but it's really like a draft day. April 24th is when I got drafted in 2009. And I just remember them feelings of, wow, I finally arrived. But there was still thoughts in the back of my mind that I'm not really done, right? This is a start to something amazing. And you talk about all the hard work and all the help, but I'm not done and not finished. You talked about Aaron Donald earlier today, Governor, and he started his own process, getting back home and getting affordables to help people out. And that's just my purpose. My grandmother, when I would go to my grandparents' house, most everybody would talk about football. That was like the thing, oh, my grandson's making it. I remember my grandma, she would always talk to me about purpose. And she's real religious, real spiritual. And after we read the Bible for 25 chapters, she would talk to me about having a purpose other than football, right? And as she's talking to me, now I'm a kid, I'm young, right? And this conversation will happen all the time. We go to New York, because that's where my parents are from, and my grandparents are from New York. We go up there, and she always talk about it. So as an 8-year-old, I want to tell her, hey, I had 4 touchdowns last game. She would hear it, and she would talk about the purpose. So as I got older in my high school, I'm telling her, oh, man, you won't believe Pete Carroll, the USC champion Trojans came to my hometown for me. Notre Dame is begging at my door, calling my dad every second to get me on a visit. And she's done a great job. And she didn't even want to talk about that. She would talk about what's going to be your real purpose. So as things kind of unfolded, in 2009, I get drafted. And she was happy about that. But my grandparents, they passed away. And I remember my team and my family, my dad, my mom, we came up with the Shades of Greatness, which Senator Kim talked about. And we wanted to make a difference in the community. So I was like, okay, how can I, because I'm still young, how can I bring this community together? So we did I'm done crying. I'm good now. It was just the first lobe. I started thinking of all these memories. But we had community days, and the young kids with the older crowd, we have basketball games. We would have free haircuts, backpack drives, right? Doing all these different things to make an impact. And that was good. That was good, but it wasn't super impactful for me. So, okay, let's a step further. We might start doing turkey drives for Thanksgiving. Coke drives getting cold. Christmas, we would adopt families, and adopt families and give them gifts. Maybe they couldn't have gifts or whatever, they couldn't afford it. And that was great. That was great. That was great. But after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 2 months, the kids and families go back to their environment. So on June 24th, I finally realized my real purpose. And we're still gonna do the turkey drives and toy drives and all that, but now we're gonna give people homes and housing and shelter. Now that's real impactful, because that can't last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 2 months or 3 months. That's something you can feel forever, you know? And in some of these areas I used to walk up with, it was drug infested. It was abandoned buildings. Nah, not now. Now the purpose is bringing $17 million affordable housing to people that grew up in these neighborhoods. So when we talk about purpose, I finally understand what my grandma was talking about. And this to end my speech here. I just want to thank everybody once again. And the biggest thing is, I do these things to bring everybody closer. The people that might can't, see the things that I've seen and the things I've done, but you still can impact your community. My last story is when this was getting built, I ran to these little kids. I think I said this at the speech I had. Yeah, and I'm out here, and as everything's getting built, and it's almost done, and it's probably like 12 o'clock during the day, maybe 1 o'clock, and I run to these little kids, and they don't recognize me, right? So I say, hey, man, what y'all doing out? You ain't in school? They dismissed that part of it, and they were like, oh, man, don't worry about that, but listen, yo, I'm about to be in Shady McCoy's apartments. They this, they that, how nice they're gonna be. They got marble floors, they got jacuzzis. I'm like, whoa, they got all that? Right? So I'm talking to the kids, and there's 2 of them out there, and I hear the kids like, yeah, cause listen, man, I'm gonna do something like that. And the whole time he didn't even understand he's sitting in front of the Eagles Hall of Fame player. No yards mattered to him. What mattered to him is that, yo, a kid from my neighborhood built stuff for the community, and I could be next. Stuff like that, I think about all the time. So this is just the first step. We need everybody's support to work together, man, to build more. It's not just me, it's a whole team like y'all all talked about. We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline, but I'm starting with Harrisburg because Harrisburg is the one that started with me. And we need everybody here. Right? Thank you.